We are now going to have a film on Shri Pereira. May I request my technical team to please start the video.
Shri Pereira is a regional officer at United States India Educational Foundation since 2014. He started his journey with the USIEF as a Senior Education USA Advisor in 2011. He has completed his BSA in Zoology and Biochemistry from St. Xavier's College in 1991, followed by MSc in Biochemistry in 1993 from University of Mumbai before going to the US. He earned a doctorate in biochemistry at the Ohio State University and trained in the Department of Molecular Medicine at Cornell University as a postdoctoral fellow and as a research associate. He returned to India and taught courses in molecular biology and biotechnology at St. Xavier's College before joining United States India Educational Foundation. He is an individual with strong ethics and great intellectual ability. He is dedicated to the prosperity of the education sector. We are honored to welcome Shri Pereira.
Our guest of honor, Shri Pereira, Regional Head, United States India Educational Foundation, USIEF, Mumbai.
Good afternoon. I want to take this opportunity to thank the distinguished people on the dais and all the teachers here for giving me this opportunity to talk to you all about this particular topic, globalization of the higher education system. As was evident in the presentation, I am an outcome of this globalization effort, having studied my undergraduate studies in India and going abroad for my higher education. When we talk about globalization, everybody likes to use this word, globalization of higher education. I would ask you all to think, why globalization? What does it involve? Is it simply taking aspects from the US or Europe or Australia and bringing them to India? What do we hope to gain out of this globalization? Dr. Gore talked a little bit about the US education system, and my esteemed colleague from Amsterdam talked a little bit about the European aspects of education. What was common amongst both the speakers was that globalization is valuable in higher education. And this value to higher education is very, very apparent to the Indian government, and it is also very, very important to the US government. One way to understand each other is to invite faculty and students from other countries to come to India in your colleges, or as the first speaker mentioned, is when you're visiting foreign countries, go and see how they operate and learn from them. I'm privileged to represent the United States India Educational Foundation and to talk to you all about some opportunities that we have to promote this mutual understanding between the people of India and the US in terms of exchanges of faculty and students. So the United States India Educational Foundation was formed 68 years ago by the two governments to promote mutual understanding. And we do that in multiple ways. We are the Fulbright Commission in India, and I'll talk to you all a little bit about some of the opportunities that we have for you all to invite scholars from the US and students from the US to your colleges, and also to have faculty go to the US, learn, and then come back and continue your job in India. So this Fulbright Fellowship was started by the Senator J.W. Fulbright in 1946, who understood that people-to-people exchange is very important if countries are to coexist. And in India, we've been offering the Fulbright Fellowship since 1950, and since our inception, we've offered 19,000 fellowships, both bringing US scholars to India and sending Indian nationals to the US. So, how do you go about, and what does this fellowship involve? It is a lengthy process, the application process. It takes more than 1 year, and I'm happy to be here at this function, at this conference, is because in early February, we'll be making the announcement for the next cycle of fellowships. So we'll be asking for applications from Indian nationals to apply for these fellowships in early February. There are 4 main categories that we have. We have the Fulbright Fellowships for master's students. These are the 2-year fellowships where we provide support for up to $80,000, where a student who's done the equivalent of a US education, that's 4 years of undergraduate studies, or a 3-year education from India plus a master's degree from India, can go for a second master's in the US. Okay? There are about 8 fields that are going to be supported. The criteria we have for the master's students is that they have to have 3 years work experience to qualify. The second category that we have is for doctoral students. These are students who have registered for PhD in an Indian institute. They have to have been registered for 1 year. Then they can go abroad, complete some aspect of their PhD research at a US university. It's for 8 months. And then they can return to India and complete their PhD from India. That deadline for application will be June 15th of 2018. The third category are for those faculty members or students who have just completed their PhD within the last 4 years. So this is the postdoctoral fellowships. And here you can go for anywhere between 8 months to 24 months. So you can go up to 2 years to the US, do some advanced studies, and then come back and contribute to India. And finally, for those faculty members who have obtained their PhD for more than 5 years or have significant teaching or research experience, we have a category called Academic and Professional Excellence Awards. And with this award, you can go for anywhere between 4 months to 9 months, teach or do some research at a US university, and then come back and resume your position in India. And since for faculty, it's sometimes hard to take a full 9 months of leave from your institute, we also give you the opportunity to break up that award into 2 parts. You can go for 1 to 3 months in the first year and go for another 1 to 3 months in the second year. So you can go anywhere from 4 months to 6 months over 2 years. Okay. So this is a little pamphlet we've kept at the registration desk about the Fulbright Fellowships. And we always get this question. I have been teaching a long time. Now I'm in administration. I want to help my institute develop and globalize. How can I go and get some experience in the US and come back? I can't go for that long. We have a very special program, and that is the International Educators Administrators Award. With this award, the deadline for this is February 15th next month. Here, you will go in October for 2 weeks to the US, visit multiple US universities, learn from them, and bring back the best practices to your own institute. And you can develop a lot of understandings, and it'll give you some contacts where you can build on in the future. So that's for Indian nationals who can go abroad. how can you bring US students and researchers to your institutes? Just like we have the fellowships for Indian nationals, there are Fulbright Fellowships where US students and researchers can come to India. The students can come anywhere, usually they come for 9 months. The faculty can come for 4 months or up to 1 year. And we also have a very special program called the Fulbright Specialist Award, where if you want to start teaching a new subject or a very specialized area, like I want to introduce cybersecurity in my college, can we get an expert from the US to come help us with that? We have what is called the Fulbright Specialist Award, where we could try and find a specialist who can come and teach that. And this Fulbright specialist will be with you anywhere between 2 weeks to 6 weeks. There are one other aspect that I would like to talk about is very often, and some of my colleagues on the dais will concur, is very often people imagine that you're all teachers. We think that we need to be at the high-level institutes to make a difference. I can tell you from my experience and having interacted with numerous other very, very successful scientists in my time in the US, is that you can make a difference no matter where you are, as long as you care for your students and take your job seriously. That's all that really matters. And we have very, very distinguished people from Purdue University and the University of Utah who are making very active differences. So we want you all to take this opportunity to learn about the US culture and bring back the best practices, and we'd encourage you all to please apply for these Fulbright Fellowships. They are funded jointly by the Indian and the US governments. Okay? India is one of the very few countries which matches the US in terms of support for the Fulbright Fellowships. So both governments value this interaction between the two countries. So please apply, and if you have any questions, you can go to our website. It's usief.org.in. So thank you for your attention, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Shri Pereira ji, the Regional Head of United States India Education Foundation, USIEF. Thank you very much for your presence here today. And I'm sure that his speech has a great value addition to our knowledge, and definitely regarding Fulbright scholarships. Thank you very much for your insight.